Welcome to Saving America. This is your host, Dr. David D. Shine, and this is our segment that we call In the News. The U.S. Supreme Court, per the Wall Street Journal, may revisit the issue of climate regulation by the EPA. And this could come at a bad time for the Biden administration, since they're out there back into the Paris Climate Accord and a bunch of other stuff. And the reality is that there's not a clear path to fixing the situation. Clearly, we, the United States, and most of the world is dependent on fossil fuels. That is not going to change in the near future. It is decades and decades away. Now, just to be clear, I am a huge fan of crushing pollution. The issue here is, how do you define pollution? And the numbnuts in Washington have decided that CO2 is pollution. Folks, if you don't recognize the acronym CO2, it's carbon dioxide. And given the surge in popularity of sparkling beverages, I had one last night, those are pumped up with carbon dioxide. It is edible. It is something that we use all the time. We prefer sparkling beverages to still beverages for most people. And when you add things that are not pollutants to your enforcement authority, you weaken the whole system. So I don't want dirt and pollution and dangerous chemicals dumped in my water. I don't want them buried in land that might affect my water table. I don't want bad air, bad water, bad land. But let's be reasonable. Let's focus on what is really a pollutant. And let's focus on fixing the problem smart. One of the issues is the luddites, the dummies that are pushing for all this crazy anti-fossil fuel stuff, have also decided they don't like nuclear power plants. Ironically, nuclear power plants are one of the single best ways to fix the energy crisis and to power whatever we're going to do in the future. And as I've mentioned before, nothing against electric vehicles, but I do not see electric vehicles being the fix. Part of the reason for that is because there is a built-in cost for those vehicles, and most people cannot afford to go out and simply buy a new car and the infrastructure to support the car. I think I mentioned on another episode of Saving America that a friend of mine was planning to drive to Dallas. I can drive to Dallas with my Honda Accord without stopping for gas. He would need to stop twice, not once, but twice, to make sure his car made it to Dallas with a sufficient charge. And that's with a modern late model Tesla. This is not the way to fix the energy crisis. This is Dr. David D. Shine. Thanks for joining us for In the News for Saving America.